Members Hernandez.
Here.
Commissioner Lazar Guajardo.
Present.
Commissioner Bobby Carrillo. Commissioner Ramiro Caballero.
Present.
Commissioner Daniel Chavez. Commissioner Ricardo Medina.
Present.
And Commissioner Rita Flores.
Present.
We do have a quorum.
Great. Move to excuse absent members. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. They're excused.
1B, Pledge of Allegiance and Invocation by Marcela Veas.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Heavenly Father, I pray that we will have a productive meeting today. I pray that we will be able to discuss and tackle the important things we need to tackle and be efficient in handling those things. I also pray that you give us the grace to come up with the best possible and morally right solutions that would best benefit the people we serve. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Marcela.
Who's here to receive this?
DHR. Maria Liscano. Moving on to a proclamation proclaiming National Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. And we do have Mr. Liscano and his crew from DHR to receive this proclamation.
Thank you so much, Honorable Mayor and our city commissioners. Want to make sure that we first of all bring the team that's with us this afternoon. We want to make sure that we thank you on behalf of our board of managers, our over 650 physicians, over 5,800 employees. We're grateful that we have such a proactive city that allows us to bring forth these proclamations, bring awareness not only to our area, but also to our region. With me today, I do have a couple of guests that will introduce themselves, and we do have Ms. Clara Chapa with the Advanced Care Center that will just mention something about National Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. Thank you again.
Hi, good afternoon. I'd like to thank the city of Pharr for having us and just letting us spread awareness of the importance of colorectal cancer screenings. It is one of the highest cancers that affect the Mexican American population. So we are very proactive and encouraging for everyone, men and women, to start screenings at the age of 45 to try to eradicate this disease and take preventable measures. And with us is Carla Garcia, who's a community outreach coordinator for DHR Health.
Okay.
Well, thank you for having us this afternoon, and we are excited to be a part of this community, as well as excited to put on this 5K this weekend.
Is that here?
Sorry.
That's
We
who
just
we're
walked in.
Thank you. We'd like to have bring up Dr. Herrera, who would like to speak a little bit about, the expert on this today. So thank you so much for that time.
Absolutely.
Good afternoon, Doug. Thank
Good
you guys
afternoon,
for having us here. And I think it's really important to us and also to the community to continue to raise awareness about colon cancer. As you all know, this Colon Cancer Awareness Month, and we're already kind of approaching the second half of it. Every week, I think either myself or one of the members of my group diagnose a colon cancer. I mean, it's a very, very common disease that we diagnose, and it's proven that the earlier the stage of diagnosis, the better the outcome. And so the goal is to, if we're going to find a colon cancer, to find it in stage 1. But ideally, we want to help prevent colon cancer by removing these polyps. So I think increased awareness in the community is vital. A lot of patients here in the Rio Grande Valley aren't aware about the risk factors for colon cancer, and we certainly have a lot of inherent risk factors for colon cancer in this community. But educating patients, letting them know what the symptoms are, what the signs are, and if they're at risk, I think is really, really important.
Great. One of your colleagues is here.
Hi. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. It's been a while.
Do you want to speak about that topic as well, sir?
I think the good doctor summarized everything.
You want to introduce yourself, sir, so the community knows?
I'm Dr. Chaudhary. I'm a
That's right.
gastroenterologist from McAllen. My good doctor colleague explained everything, like he said, the symptoms, signs, and the precancerous problems like the polyps and the family history and all. Those are the things we need to bring it up to the patient population. Most of these folks are elderly and they are innocent. They don't know all these recommendations and all, unless the family doctor or family members or somebody brings it to them, they're not aware of these things, how important they are, that they could save their life.
Yeah. Dr. Chowdhury, how long you been serving the Rio Grande Valley now?
Oh, about 38 years.
Well, glad to have you here. Thank you for everything you do for us.
No, thank you.
And of course, Dr. Ida, thank you,
Thank you.
of course. Now, having said that, I'm gonna take care of this.
Yes.
So whereas colorectal cancer is the second leading cause of cancer death in the United States among men and women combined. And whereas colorectal cancer is one of the few cancers that can be prevented with timely screening. But 1 in 3 eligible Americans are not up to date on screening. And whereas colorectal cancer is estimated to be the #1 cancer killer for those ages 20 to 49 by 2030, and colorectal cancer is expected to account for 11% of cancer deaths among Hispanic men and 9% of cancer deaths for Hispanic women. And whereas the national goal established by the National Colorectal Cancer Roundtable is to strive to increase timely colorectal cancer screening rates to 80% in every community for all Americans eligible for screening. And whereas observing Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month during the month of March would provide a special opportunity to increase awareness and offer education on the importance of early detection and screening of colorectal cancer. Now, therefore, I, Ambrosio Hernandez, Mayor of the City of Pharr, Texas, by virtue of the authority vested in me, and on behalf of the entire City Commission, do hereby proclaim March 2023 as Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. And when we're up to, I hereunto set my hand and causes the seal of the City of Pharr to be affixed on this 20th day of March 2023. Yep. There it is. Just realized that. Marty, can you bring up the team?
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah. And we'll get Dr. Chowdhury.
That's for you. You guys take that. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, proclamation.
Mhm. Yep.
Public testimony. Hilda, did anybody sign up? No? Item 4, public hearings. Did anybody sign up? No? Okay, moving on, city manager's report. 5A, submission of first quarter 2022-2023 City of Pharr investment report. And we do have Carla Saavedra in the audience in case you guys have any questions on this report.
We're good.
5B, submission of property tax collection report for February 2023. Same thing, we have Ms. Saavedra in the audience. And 5C, submission of sales tax collection report for March 2023. We did have an increase of 3.94% year-to-date true growth on that item, and she's here in case you have any additional questions.
Is that because of all the beer you sold at the run or what? Probably, right?
And 5D, city events of interest, I'll go through them relatively quickly. Just want to mention our code compliance department will be hosting a block party on Thursday, March 23rd, 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Pepe Salinas Recreation Center. And that's, to show the community, give them an alternative to come and speak to the different departments and educate them of the services that we provide to them. So we invite the entire community to come out. Also, we're going to be hosting an Easter scavenger hunt on Saturday, April 1st at 9 a.m. And we will be doing registrations. They'll be open on Wednesday, the 22nd at 8 a.m. So you'll be able to register online to participate. This is the very first time that we do an Easter scavenger hunt. And this is an effort to allow people to visit the local businesses here and highlight some of the businesses that we have here. Along with that, we'll be hosting our annual Easter extravaganza, same day, April 1st at Pharr Sports Complex, 201 East Moore Road. Registration will start at 9:30 a.m. and the egg hunt will start at 10 a.m. We do distribute 15,000 eggs that day for the kids to play, different ages. And it has always been a tradition by the library staff that they always do golden eggs, and employees donate money to put and distribute throughout the time. Obviously, we don't want the kids to only look for the golden egg, but we're also extending this invitation to all the senior leaders and the elected officials. The silver egg is for coins, the golden egg is for Benjamins or bills. Doesn't have to be a Benjamin. But yes, if you guys can do your contribution, and you can bring them back to the office, and we'll give them to the library. And if you need more, let us know. We have a bunch. And then Chamber of Commerce will be hosting Miss Pharr pageant on April 15 at Pepe Salinas Recreation Center. And there's additional information online. If you have a young lady that would like to participate in the contest, please make sure that you call the Chamber of Commerce or go online. Make sure that she registers so she can take part in that. Really quick, we also have a video recap for the 5 run that we had this weekend. We had 1,300 runners registered, and I believe 1,100 showed up that day. It was a huge success, so we just want to share with you guys for those of you that didn't make it. Sergio, he's over there in the back. He should know. Yeah, he should. Yeah.
Your audio?
We can't hear. They're gonna replay it.
Yeah, I want to see.
Yes. We had a lot of people come out to the run.
I know. This year we had more people out from outside. It was even from the area.
Last year we had 600 runners. So
You
we
did,
doubled.
right?
Yes.
You almost doubled, yeah.
Yes, we doubled.
Great job. Sergio, great job on that event. I know you're always in the shadow, just like now, right? He never comes to the front. But we recognize the good job you're doing, and your staff, entire staff, right? A great event. And I meant what I said. I think people are crazy. I was out there and I was freezing. I had 2 jackets on and I was freezing. And I had people out there in shorts, some with no shirt, and they were ready. And Ramiro was out there. I mean,
Well,
that's-
he ran.
Oh, sure.
He ran
Yeah.
faster than I did.
Yeah.
He ran
More
faster.
power to you guys.
He outrun me.
A great event, Sergio, for you and your staff once again.
And last but not least, we do have a very short
Finally got it.
presentation by the Alzheimer's Association San Antonio in South Texas. We have Ms. Maxine Vieira. Where are you?
There she is.
Oh, there she is. If you can join us at the podium.
Good afternoon, everybody,
Hi, good
Mayor,
afternoon.
Commission. My name is, again, is Maxine Vieira. I'm the Program Manager for the Alzheimer's Association. Just some quick facts.
Yes.
We have been in the Valley for over 30 years, but now having a very concerted effort to be more present and create more awareness around the disease in the Valley. Both my colleague and I, PV, or Patricia Villaseñor in the back, we cover both the Rio Grande Valley plus Laredo. And just some very, very quick facts. You know, more than 6 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's today. Over 11 million Americans provide unpaid care for these individuals that live with the disease. Then estimated at $340 billion of those unpaid care. So we know that this disease will bankrupt any person just because of how anybody can survive between 5 to 15 years. So we want to make sure that we provide the resources. Unfortunately, 1 in 3 seniors dies with Alzheimer's or any other form of dementia today. And it kills more than breast cancer and prostate cancer combined. So anybody that has or is afflicted with Alzheimer's disease will eventually die because of the consequences or the complications of the disease. What we thought to believe an older person's disease, we're starting to see more individuals younger being diagnosed. As of today, we have our numbers that 1 in 5 women under the age of 45 will be diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, a very younger version of the disease. And for reasons unknown to us, it's more aggressive than when somebody's 65 years and older. 1 in 10 for men will be diagnosed also in the age of 45. So it is a health crisis that we're facing today. We want to make sure that we bring the resources to the families, hence why both Patricia or PV and myself are more open in the community and trying to bring this information to them. And while other diseases have a means of treatment or mitigation, unfortunately, Alzheimer's disease does not. We're very proud of the work that we have today in front of FDA, trying to make medications approved. However, it is not accessible to everybody. If the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid decide not to pay for those treatments, it would not be accessible to the people that really need it. We're very pleased with the results that the VA has decided to cover the 2 medications that have been approved by the FDA. So we're just waiting on the decisions. Hopefully we can make or change their minds that hopefully they can cover that medication. So
Only the VA covers it.
I'm sorry?
Only the VA?
They decided just recently, this past week, they decided to cover what we call the lenacanemab and Aduhelm, which is the 2
But is it
medications.
available to the general public besides?
It
VA?
is available, but the cost makes it almost impossible. We believe it's between 16,000 to 20,000 per treatment. So that almost makes it almost impossible for the people that really need it to have access to it. So if Centers of Medicare and Medicaid decide not to cover it, almost the insurances will not cover the treatments for them available
Does
to
the
them.
Medicare cover that right now?
No, they do not. So we're hoping that after this week, our team right now, the Alzheimer's Impact Movement, which is our sister agency,
Yeah.
is right now having the advocacy forum in Washington, D.C. this week to making sure that we make those, that everybody hears why is it a health crisis and why is it important for them to cover. But the VA is the only one that has decided to cover the coverage for these medications for VA, for veterans and so on.
Okay.
So we're here, anything that you need. And as a matter of fact, we are hosting our walk at the Pharr 1 Center on, she would tell me what date? October the 14th. I got it confused that I went on with materials and I got it confused. So I'm glad that she's here. But we will be hosting our walk there and very proud of the community coming together. So if you can join us, that would be greatly appreciated and you will have a great event with us. Thank
Very
you.
well.
Thank you.
Best of luck. Yes.
Thank you.
I'm gonna-
Okay,
Where's that? Oh, no. Where is Omar? I don't see him. Where's
Omar, he's over there.
Where? Oh, it's because that big muscular guy's in front of you, man. Sorry. You're here for a reason, aren't you?
8A. Yes.
Oh, do you want to come up and speak on that so I can sort that out? Why you got to bring the big guns? I know.
Let me read
That's
the
right.
agenda item. Yes, so we're gonna go out of order from the agenda and we're gonna jump to 8A, presentation and update by the Hidalgo County Drainage
course.
District Number 1 on the 2023 drainage bond program.
Okay.
Omar Anzaldúa, Assistant General Manager for the record.
Yes, sir.
Eddie Cantu, County Commissioner for Precinct 2.
Welcome, sir. Welcome home.
And Raul Cecin, Dow County Drainage District 1 General Manager. Mayor, council members, greatly appreciate you giving us the opportunity to make this presentation on our
course.
proposed bond that's coming forward in 2023. So
Yes.
the board deliberated in February and voted to go out for another bond issuance to help address drainage countywide.
Yes.
You'll see in the presentation that the bulk of our work is primarily focused on the main drains that we have
Okay.
district-wide. For the benefit of the public, our board of directors consists of the judge and the commissioners. They serve as county commissioners and judge, but also serve as the board of directors for the drainage district. So we do have the 2018 bond. We had 37 projects, and one of them was acquisition of implements and stuff like that. Those projects are moving pretty efficiently. We've got a combination of about 50% under construction, 27 completed, so a combination of about 77%. And the other 23, we call it design, but there's some that are in right-of-way acquisition and some that are tied to state funding and environmental clearances that are forthcoming, that we'll get them to construction here this year. So we feel very confident that we'll be out of construction on the 2018 bond projects this year. Background, as we all know, we've had these heavy rain events since Hurricane Dolly and so forth, and all the heavy rains that we had in 18 and 19, and then we had Hurricane Hannah in 20. So, we've been doing a lot of work in-house projects beyond the bond issuance. We've been widening a lot of the main veins, the south main drain, north main drain, a lot of the drains that we're improving through our in-house forces and getting that done. So there is a tremendous need in our county. We don't have that up on the slide, but estimate about $2 billion worth of improvements district-wide to get us to a position where we can better handle these heavy storms. The proposal, 195 million is what we're proposing. That, as I mentioned, serves the regional areas, the main arteries is the main focus of the funding. There are some isolated areas that are being addressed, but primarily it's the main veins. So the tax impact, this is the key here. There's a zero tax rate impact to the county taxpayers. The board of directors and my office has managed the funding that we have in place, and we're able to put this forth before the public with no impact to the taxes at all.
Nice.
So no raising of taxes at all. Again, the proposed projects, we have 26 projects I mentioned distributed district-wide. In this area, we do have the Pharr McAllen lateral. We do have the PSJ drain where that ties in, that also impacts. And we are doing some other projects like the South Main drain that helps where the waters end up from Pharr. So this is an exhibit of all the projects that we have district-wide that we're doing, scattered everywhere. So election is coming. Early voting is April 24th through May 2nd.
Okay.
And election day is Saturday, May 6th. So we wanted to come and present. We're going to do a tour basically of all the cities and the school districts and everyone, just to educate the public on what we're presenting, and just so they can make an educated decision on what we believe is a very important program for our county. So having said that, any questions that we may answer or anything?
No, Commissioner?
I have a question.
Yes.
Omar, are you making sure the city of Pharr gets enough of this money?
No, we're doing, I mean,
I think he's getting too much. No.
no, yeah, we're definitely doing a lot, especially on the 18. I know you might not have seen it, but South Pharr, something we're addressing. I know the commissioner's supporting for it.
Yep.
So we're doing a lot on the 18 on South Pharr, and obviously the 23 is more regional, so that's going to help alleviate, on a regional basis.
Yeah.
If I may.
Yes.
Well, obviously the situation is we're getting backed up. It's not so much the McAllen Farm Mission area. It's because it's further east that our problem is, right? So are those the ones that are going to be attacked first?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So what
Address-
we're doing is part of this bond issuance, you can see we have the main drain. So we're utilizing, I guess, the footprint of the widening that's being done currently on our north main drain and our south main drain. At the same time, we have funding from GLO 2015, 2016. We got 20 million.
Yeah.
So we're starting at the east end there. This bond issuance proposes to continue that widening all the way and then connect to ARPA funding that the county is investing in drainage, along with an earmark that we received from Congressman Gonzalez, so that whole system will be widened all the way out to the outfall. So that's some of the things that we're doing.
Well, wasn't it just the reason why I'm saying is that way people from the PSJ area, Pharr, San Juan, Alamo, McAllen, know that just because the projects aren't being done in Pharr,
Sure.
but the main problem is to the east of us where it gets stagnant, and then we start backing up.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, sir. We are doing a lot
That
of
way we
work.
can let
in
the
that
people
area.
know
Yes, sir.
that they're gonna say, no, pues it's just gonna be on the east side and we're not getting anything. But I think the word to be spread out is that's where the problem is, because once we widen up, if we can get the water to rush out
Yes.
that way or detain it somewhere over there, it would help alleviate all our drain front.
We are
Right.
doing a lot of regional improvements. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And yeah, that Mission Inlet Project 13, that's going to help kind of hold back the water from coming to the McAllen Mission, expand that capacity, it ends up with Pharr at the outfall. So that's also
Big direct help.
Yeah. Good. Commissioner?
What were you gonna say, Mayor?
So I wanted to be sure people understood what Bobby, I'm going to build on what Bobby's saying. You know, I want to thank you in your office, and of course, not that you stole our engineer, but you got a great guy there from the city. I want to thank you for working with us, and especially in the areas most needed, right? All of Pharr needs drainage, but you knew for a fact that when we spoke previously, the South Pharr area really needed to be upgraded. And so I want to thank you. I want everybody to understand that it's moving along as it should be, thank God. And we're all working collaboratively, and that's why it's going to make a difference. And just like you helped us with the MPO when we merged, right? Most people forget about that big accomplishment. Or you were there. We were making sure things got done. People need to understand that the county is leading the charge in the drainage aspect for the entire county. We do it for Pharr, but in collaboration with you. And I know your vision also is to finally, with the collaborative way with the cities, we're going to find a way to fund the drain that goes finally from, say, Pharr all the way to the island. Because that's really where we need to finally put our efforts into. And you're right. I mean, you talked to me about this before. Just like we did the MPO, we should be able to muster the support of the cities, plus the county together that, you know, we should be able to issue debt where we cover it because it affects all of us. It's not just your headache, it's my headache as well, from my house as well. That we need to get that thing done. And I don't know what people could drain, what people call it, removable drain. I don't really care what they call it. All I know is I need a big channel from here to the island. And you've been very keen in making sure people understood that everything we're doing right now is good, right? It's a very good start, and you're right. It's a temporary solution, but the bigger problem is, and I know you want to solve. You're trying to make sure all the cities, and that's why I want to make sure my colleagues from the city listen to this. Is that you're trying to bring everybody together to be sure that if we have to fund it together, we should fund it together, and that we should collectively bring our resources together to finally solve this problem by making that big drain. So I just want to be sure that people knew, because you're from Pharr, and we want to be sure that we know you're leading the charge. We're proud of it, and I'm very happy to say that you're really pushing that envelope, and don't stop doing it, because that's how things get done in a collaborative manner. So I just want to congratulate you and make sure people knew that. Okay. Is this an item we have to vote on, or?
No.
Nope.
It's a presentation.
Great. So we're in full support.
Thank you
All
for
right.
bringing us up early.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank
you.
Any more time you want to come back, Omar? Anytime. I know. All right, all right. No. Okay. So in accordance with section 551.071 to 551.087 of the Texas Government Code, the Pharr Board of Commissioners hereby gives notice that it is convening to executive session to discuss the items listed in the public portion of the meeting agenda, time now being 4:30. Okay, time 4:44, back in open session. All right. You could read it or read it? Okay. Item 6, consent agenda. All items listed under consent agenda are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the governing body and will be enacted by one motion. Any commissioner may remove items from the consent agenda by making such request prior to a motion and vote on the consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussions?
Are we supposed to remove one of the items from the agenda? Okay.
They are not.
Okay.
Any further discussion? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
7A, consideration action, if any, on ordinance appointing judges, alternate judges, and early voting ballot board judges for the general municipal election to be held on Saturday, May 6, 2023. And this will be adopted in the first reading.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
7B, consideration and action, if any, on resolution appointing one member and reappointing 4 members to the Community Development Council. The new member that will be appointed is Sabrina Garcia, and the 4 members to be reappointed are, let me give you the names for the record. That will be Victor Alvarez, Norma Trevino, Lisa Nunez, and Romeo Robles Jr.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
7C, consideration and action, if any, on resolution authorizing city manager to submit a grant application and commit local funds to the Rio Grande Valley Metropolitan Planning Organization's RGVMPO fiscal year 2023-2024 transportation alternative set aside call for projects for the I-Road Hike and Bike Phase 1 project.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
7D, consideration action, if any, on resolution authorizing emergency hiring for Hidalgo County Regional Mobility Authority.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
8B, Pinpoint Construction and Investment LLC, representing Scotty Reese, owner, has filed with the Planning and Zoning Commission a request for change of zone from single-family residential state R1E for residential multifamily district RMF. The property is legally described as being 18.34 acres more or less out of Lot 73, Kelly Pharr subdivision, Pharr, Hidalgo County, Texas. The property's physical address is 1500 West Owasa Road.
Motion to deny.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
9A, consideration action, of any, authorizing city manager to enter into an agreement with Texas State Library and Archives Commission for the TSLAC Family Place Training Award Grant Contract.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
9B, consideration action, of any, on development agreement with Majestic KBS partner for Majestic International Trade Port Phase 1A subdivision.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
9C, consideration action, of any, authorizing city manager to amend the contract with Dr. Hospital at Renaissance for non-emergency ground ambulance services.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any, where is he? Who's doing this? Oh, Danny. You want to kind of explain that, sir?
Dan Ramita, CMS Chief, for the
Oh, he
record.
can't walk.
No, I can't walk.
Yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot about that.
I could walk, it'll just take me a little while to get there.
Yeah.
So we currently have an agreement, a contract with the DHR. We're doing some amendments to the call volume and also to make sure that we're getting reimbursed the correct amounts through Medicare. Previously we had a dollar amount, but we fixed that, so it's the Medicare allowable, so it changes every year as that changes.
I'm glad you stay on top of it. I'm proud to say we're the only city with stable EMS. Nobody else in the county can say that. We can. And we're glad that you're at the helm, doing great operations and great, I mean, I know you've been recognized already in other parts of the state for what you do. And even though you're injured at the moment, we expect you to go back and get it going. But thank you for what you do, and make sure your team knows it. And the surrounding communities obviously know it. That's why we're expanding, right? So kudos to you and to your staff.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other comments? No? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? An abstention, right?
9D, consideration action, of any, authorizing city manager to enter into a mutual aid agreement with medical and trauma specialists for emergency medical services.
Move for approval. Second.
Danny, can you explain to the public what this exactly this means? Because people have asked me, and I want to be sure that we're saying it correctly.
Sure, absolutely. So we currently have mutual aid agreements with other cities, and what we do is we use the fire agreement to call fire departments that have EMS service. For example, West Local Fire, Palmview Fire. MTS is a private ambulance service, and so as anything, we can't predict when we're going to get emergencies. And there's times when we get multiple emergencies where we run out of ambulances. And so what we do is we have that agreement with MTS to be able to support so that there is an ambulance to be able to respond when we need it. It doesn't happen a lot, but we need to have those agreements in place so that when something does happen, we have resources available to respond in the city. Additionally, like we call Westlaco, we call Palmview, we also respond out there and reciprocate that mutual aid agreement.
Yeah. And the only other municipality that has it is Brownsville, Westlaco, and Mission soon, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Everybody's moving to that model because that's the best model in the nation, right? So now everybody understands it. Thank you. So any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. We are adjourned. Time being 4:50. Thank you, everybody.